What's up, everybody? So I just watched this video where there was an Uber driver and she had great frustration trying to locate a customer in an apartment complex. And I feel like this issue could be solved by Uber. But a lot of times I feel like these companies are very scared to make customers jump through more hoops than they already have to in order to be on these platforms. But I think Uber needs to start, well, all delivery companies need to start by having the customer verify with photo the actual drop-off location. And then also too is that I feel like if these customers are not at the drop-off location in an appropriate amount of time, drivers should not be penalized in any form or fashion on where they leave. If they leave that food at the drop-off location photo, that's what should happen. But I know a lot of people are going to come back, and if the food is left, somebody else takes it. But if the drivers themselves verify that they left it at the drop-off location, and the customer has verified the drop-off location in photo, I think that should be good. But also, a lot of people are not. Sometimes I'll take personal. I'm going to take personal accountability. Sometimes I don't read the notes, and the customer has actually put the gate code in the notes, but the layout of the app needs to be a whole lot better. It needs to show that information to the driver at the very beginning, and also also letting drivers know that it's going to be in an apartment complex. And here's the thing: we're all independent contractors, whatever. We pick and choose which things that we want to take, but this keeping a lot of information hidden. I mean, I think drivers should be able to make the choices if they want to deliver to an apartment complex or not. I mean, at the very beginning when they accept the app, because some people, I'll say this, is some people take everything because they're trying to meet a financial goal. They may have a bill that they got to pay that day. So, all this lack of transparency on all platforms to me is a problem. But also, when you get out here, I always, I find myself getting upset too. But you've got to take these experiences as learning experiences versus jeopardizing your job by getting into confrontation with these customers. Now, I saw she had said something to the customer about being a little bit more accommodating, and the customer was just silent. And I feel her frustration, and I am always annoyed when I get to places and places are locked up and directions are not done. But I try not to get in any kind of verbal confrontation with the customer. Now, sometimes it's unavoidable. One night I was doing a delivery, there was heavy fog, I couldn't see any addresses, it was dark as heck, and I drove a little bit down the street and I looked back and I saw the customer. And the customer made a comment to me saying, you would think if you saw me standing here, you would hand me my order. And I'm like, I did not even see that customer. I mean, it's dark, no lights, whatever. But these platforms on the app side need to be really improved. And also contact information. A lot of times I will dial a customer's number to confirm an address or make sure that it's getting picked up by them, and it goes straight to it hangs up on me, or it's not an adequate number. I don't think any customers should be on this platform that don't have a working phone number. I mean, and even if they are, we as drivers should not be penalized because we're not able to get a hold of them. And then they say, well, you left the food over here, or it's just a big mess. And I don't know, like I said, is these companies are making large amounts of money, but the drivers are out here getting in these confrontations and all this different stuff and messing up their livelihood. So and like I said, it's not just about Uber, it's all these platforms that need an update on the communication thing. And also too is conflict resolution. Sometimes when I've heard these altercations about people getting to someone's house late and then the customer coming out, there should be adequate enough communication saying, hey, the drivers late. And also, I do like the fact when you just drop food off without any contact, because that eliminates the possibility of confrontation with people. You know, I don't know what it is, but you know, some people, you know, people have, there's probably people on the platform that are angry in some form or fashion, even that they're paying for the service and they're expecting better service or whatever. But there's all kinds of things where, you know, customers are angry once we get there. Now, here's the thing: when I'm able to talk to the customer and I adjust my tone, there's a lot of things, you know, there's tact that goes to this, but I try not to be accusatory of the customer and all this different stuff, but I catch myself, you know, I'm human. But when you have the conversation saying, hey, I'm out here, you know, I can't see the address or whatever, and sometimes, like a lot of times, I've seen it, people just get silent, and you're asking for directions, and they're just like, but I think the reason why they're being silent is maybe they're feeling like you're being confrontational, but you're just really like, you know, sir or ma'am, I'm just really trying to get you your food on time and make sure that it gets in the right hands, you know. So you know, I don't know what to say, but these apps, this stuff has been going on all these platforms for a long time with these you know, these communication issues. And also too is when you really waste a whole bunch of your time trying to find an address or a person or a customer, you know, you really feel like you're missing out on money. But the only solution that I have for that is multi-app, because I usually, you know, sometimes when I take a long time dealing with the customer, trying to find their address or whatever, I end up, you know, still staying in the same area after that, if luckily, if I get another delivery. But sometimes it's not like that. And us as drivers, we feel like, you know, we're wasting our time. And I've seen videos, you know, I keep track of my interactions and stuff with you know, stuff, you know, doing stuff correctly. But you know, you can't be out here, you know, I've heard it backfire on people, like defamation of character, by trying to really point the finger at somebody versus trying to find a solution. Now, there are some areas as a delivery driver, like I said, we should be able to make the decisions on what we take because of the poor communication, the bad areas that we've had, you know, horrible experiences in and trying to contact customers or whatever. But I would also say too about apartment complexes and stuff, I really try to, you know, get myself familiar with these apartment complexes in my area, and the majority of the time I really try to take those type of deliveries during the day because it's easier to see and whatever, and you feel safer. But it's you know, the mistakes sometimes take you, you know, trying to get familiar with these apartment complexes areas and how they're laid out.